Obviously, I'm going for monkey fish.
Do I have a choice?
No. I stole it.
Okay. Old pendulous breast herself.
Chase you through a cave. I know you do outside.
And we're going to talk about how wrong you are after this.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Monsters Lounge. I'm Jeni.
And I'm Tressa.
I almost messed up my own name on that one.
Wow.
I know. It's not my fault. I'm tired. I was in the car all day.
Why is that?
Because I was returning from the Bigfoot Minicon in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and also Mammoth Cave, guys. I got there.
You know how insanely jealous I am of that, right?
Yeah, but see, it was outside.
Yeah, but it's a cave, so it's inside.
Yeah,
We've had this conversation.
There were lots of people around, though. There was a whole tour going on. Yeah, we had to stop and stand while people talked. Ugh. I don't know that it would have been, but you would have liked it. It was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna quit lying right now. It was fantastic. I went on three times. I went into the cave, and it was great. And guess what? I saw the TV houses. Do you remember from our episode on Mammoth Cave, on our cave episode, that they housed TB, tuberculosis patients down there?
I thought you said TV. Yeah. It was in television.
Yeah, I saw the television houses down there. Big deal.
Neat.
Big deal for the time. Yeah. And it was on a nighttime tour, so we only had lanterns. And it was phenomenal.
A nighttime tour? Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yeah. Listen, and the conference was great too. Really well done. Dr. Maria Mayer was there, and I love her. And Dave was there, and Russ Accord was there, and Biko Wright was there, and he's an incredible individual. And then the Mountain Men were there also, that are now doing a show called Sons of Appalachia. Yeah,
that's
Appalachia.
Delightful.
Yeah. And they were phenomenal to meet and absolutely insane. And I loved every second of it. What do you have happening, Tressa?
Nothing, I guess.
Oh,
jeez Louise. Except for maybe. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I don't.
What's new and strange on TikTok this week? Ghosts and shadows that make your heart beat. Videos that twist and bend your mind. Secrets in the frame that you gotta find.
I still don't know how I feel about that, but
I hate it, actually. I really hate it.
I hate it now.
But listen, what I learned, I'm not going to show TikTok this week, but I learned about zodiacal releasing. And you can find a calculator. I don't know anything about the zodiac. If you know me, you know I know nothing about horoscopes, except that I'm a Sagittarius, and that is it.
Goodbye.
But there's like calculators you can find. You like Google it, whatever, who cares? But it breaks down your time and your life in like chunks of years. And then it does like a translation of what that means. And holy cow, it was so accurate thus far. Every chunk of time was like, oh yeah, that was fully what was going on in that chunk of time in my life. It was wild. That's all I got.
I'm going to have some future questions on this, but I feel like
I will not be able to answer them.
That's why we're not going to ask them on the show. Instead, we have a guest. And it's very exciting. So we met this gent in actually we met him at Broadhead, I believe.
Yeah.
At the Paranormal Rockdown. And then at the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. Did you see how I almost messed that whole word up? All right, wait. Let me see if I can do the name right, because I've said it a bunch before. Michael John Angus.
Wow.
Nailed it. I know.
You really did.
Yeah, so he's a veteran firefighter and EMT, and he's got a crap ton of, that's the exact technical. There it is. Tons and tons of experience. And he is also a paranormal investigator. He's an author, and he's a producer with Beacon TV. He has several things. Spooky Entertainment LLC is his thing now, and also he investigates ghosts. So yeah, no, I didn't do that well. All right, let's just bring him out here, and I can just hide my head in shame. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Yay! Hello.
Hey, I did terribly.
That was perfect.
You're one. No.
Did you have somewhere you needed to be, Jeni?
Yeah. Hey.
I think so. I think so. I don't know.
How are you guys doing?
I got excited about saying the name.
Well,
good. How are you?
Good. You look all chipper and cheer. I look terrible. You guys look amazing.
Oh, stop.
I just walked through the door. I was actually, we just wrapped on some post-production stuff for Paranormal Mysteries for Beacon TV.
Oh, do tell.
So we spent all day long waiting and doing some filming and trying to get that project wrapped up so we can have the majority of out, at least a few episodes in September for almost near. Yeah. So that was my day. I worked overtime the day before. So I worked 72 hours straight, come home this morning and ran and helped get all that set up. And then busted through the door at 9:30 and did my hair and makeup and
very well done.
Here I am, and I'm all red and blotchy
that was the makeup.
Yeah, like
well,
that?
It definitely pointed out.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah. It helps. It usually helps.
One of these times I'm gonna do a podcast. When they put me in the green room, I'm gonna put a bunch of makeup on, a wig on, and as soon as they bring me back in, I'm gonna be all dolled up. Like what was who was the preacher's wife that would cry?
Oh, Tammy Faye.
Baker.
Yeah, God rest her soul, she probably dead, but I think
who knows? I think she was a lot of like plastic, so she might still be living.
Maybe
preserved,
sort of like Keith Richards,
something like that. Yeah, it just keeps going.
Yeah,
keeps on.
But anyways, I'm glad to be here, and I got to meet you guys in Broadhead.
Yes,
I think that's where you two are, across from Dave and us. Your little comfy chairs.
That's right.
Yep.
We were like completely jealous. I'm like,
as you should be. We were comfortable.
Yeah,
comfortable as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I told Josh. What's that?
And I got crap for it for not being enthusiastic enough. But listen, I was comfortable.
Wait, who told you that?
Not me. Think did.
Oh, jeez. I need to stop weighing in on stuff. Just kidding. We love you. Weigh in on everything. Anyway,
the comfy chairs.
Yeah, the comfy chairs. Fantastic. And Tressa actually got to see around a little bit of Broadhead as well. And so that was really neat. Did you guys investigate there? Like that?
Yeah. The night before we went in Friday, is me, Josh, Vince, over my head. And then I think Larry was supposed to be there, but he had injured his back or something had happened, so he couldn't make it. I don't think he was at the event at all.
Oh, that's right.
No.
He wasn't.
Yeah. So we investigated like an early investigation. There was probably 20, 21 people there. So it wasn't too bad.
Was it a good investigation?
Yeah. I mean, some EVPs and nothing, off the charts. But it was different. I was never there.
Oh, right.
Ever. So it was different to go in that environment. I used a lot of ITC devices and got some jibber jabber from some spirits that may have been there, or maybe we're listening to them on their frequency. But yeah, it was a good place and met you guys and a lot of new people.
I think Jeni has a question.
You in the back.
I have a question. So this is one of the reasons why I was so excited to talk to you, because I was going to say infamously, but I guess just on this show, like I never understand anything about EVP. I don't understand how anybody gets any sort of interaction. And to me, it just sounds like radio frequency, right? Like I can barely distinguish words at all. So can you go into a little bit about why it seems to be, not seems to be, but why it is something that I know that you are very passionate about in using in your investigations, but also just help me understand.
Okay, sure. So, like in this life and in afterlife, I think the biggest thing that we look for is what communication, like we're doing now. Everybody wants to talk, fit in, communicate, have a voice, be heard. And I think once you go from this life to that life, I think that stands to a point. There's still want to communicate somehow. And so long before me and long before everybody else, it's doing it now. There are a few people that found this out by doing recordings and other things too, as far as the military was getting voices through trying to intercept communications first during wartime. But so they would use tape recorders and that kind of thing, and they were getting these odd voices coming through that they didn't recognize. And then as time progressed, of course, all this fancy equipment comes out, and they've come up with Frank Sumption come up with spirit boxes or a device that he wanted to talk to aliens. So basically, it uses some type of electronic device for communication that scans different frequencies. So my belief is when those frequencies are close enough where we can hear them or hit those frequencies, we can communicate with the other side. Not always, but if you get close enough or in that range of frequencies, we're hearing the frequency that they're on. So sometimes we get lucky and we get that frequency and we get to hear their voice or record their voice. So basically they use a radio that sweeps through different radio frequencies. White noise, whatever they call it, it creates 88 point whatever to 107.9. So it scans these frequencies, and there's different devices do different things. But the meaning, but the purpose behind it or the way it works is it's scanning at different rates, at different speeds through these frequencies. You said you hear radio noise or radio fragmentation. You'll hear like a half a song play or a little bit of this, a little bit of that. How do you tell what's what? So a lot of times when we hear this stuff come through, you may hear words or sentences or snippets of words through multiple sweeps, multiple frequencies. This comes through as it's sweeping at a certain rate. So I use basic information. Like I said, I'm big on ITC. Like all these other fancy devices are great, and I'm not shitting on them, but communication is key. And I don't want to say ghost hunt. It's more like I want to talk to the ghost or interact with the ghost and hunt them. I guess that's just a broad term for it all. But I go in using a lot of instrumental trans communication, ITC stuff, to communicate with these spirits or whoever wants to talk to us. You were talking earlier about at some point we talked, I don't know if it was at Broadhead or the Bash, about cryptids and UFOs and aliens. Well, Frank Sumption made this box that would scan through radio frequencies, and it was made for him to talk to aliens, never meant to talk to the spirits. And then as people go to Holy's boxes and he was using them, he thought he was talking to aliens, which he could have been, but more than likely he was talking maybe to the other side or to spirits. But my way of investigating is to build that immediate line of communication, letting them know that we're there to communicate. If they want to communicate and talk, come forward. If not, then they can do their thing. We'll do our thing, and we'll go from there. So I do a lot of experiments here at the house, a lot of research when it comes to this, as far as using different devices, maybe time of day, which I don't think really has a lot to do with it. But sometimes it seems to, in our end of the world, where I think that end of the world really doesn't have time. But I think when we try to normalize with that world is when we get a little off skew. But generally, sometimes maybe time of day or where you're at, I don't think spirits are really contained to one area. Sorry, I just sort of went off there. I was
no, totally appreciate it. It was great.
Because my first experience with hearing an EVP was on Coast to Coast with Art Bell. I never even thought about or considered where it came from, who discovered it. I didn't know anything about the military experiences. I didn't know about the alien box. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
So thank you, sir. I didn't even think to question it.
Yeah, there's a lot of researchers still out there still doing it. There's unfortunately a lot of that's gone away, and now it is what you see today. You know, all these ghost hunters running around using these devices. People are not putting the research into it and pushing out the research and trying to make things better and progress. They're just trying to get a quick fix and hear something spooky and get on with it, which is fine.
Sure.
But, you know, we need to keep doing the research. And that's what I have, a lot of custom devices that are built for me specifically for this.
What does that mean? It's built for you. Like,
well,
wait.
Go ahead.
It has, in my head, it's
has
like
sparkles
custom and molded.
It has what was that stuff they would put on your jeans?
Yeah, like it's all bedazzled.
Bedazzled. Yeah. That's what we should do. We should make that's what it is.
Paint? I like the puffy paint.
Obviously, it has puffy paint. You have to put words on it.
Yeah, and little stickers, puffy stickers.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this.
Scratching stuff.
Yeah. I have a question about the frequencies.
Sure.
So I know that for looking for, could I say one more time? In the alien, deal, you're looking for a frequency that they're communicating on. So is that the same when you're seeking something from like a ghost? You're looking for a frequency that they're on, because I've also heard, and this was kind of a mind-blowing thing to me when I heard it, was this idea that it's not necessarily what you're hearing as far as from the object, but rather what you're hearing when the noise from the object actually gets to you. Like when that sound, and in between that object and you, the sound waves are being manipulated in a way that you're just manipulating. They're just manipulating energy to get the words that they want.
Create that. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean that's a good theory, and I think a lot of times it takes time to get to us. Like you're saying, we'll ask all these questions, blah 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 blah, and I think it takes time for that somehow. I keep saying time, but in my brain, that's how we're controlled, is with time. But yeah, I mean that's a good theory, where whatever frequency that we hit, that our voice is on, that they can hear, maybe when they do respond to that frequency that we can't hear, but it can be scanned through that device. There's that delay, or they manipulate that somehow, where they can form words. And we get a lot of ghost chatters, what I call it. Like I use certain devices where you'll hear a bunch of voices, but don't have really any ties to anything that we're doing. But it almost sounds like they're talking to each other. And I've caught that a lot too.
I like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we'll just sit like this and have communication, and I'll either have a recorder running and or a device running, and we'll get people interjecting their thoughts or their words into that conversation as we sit around and talk.
I feel like we've heard that a few times, or some of the best EVPs have been like, we're not even like acknowledging any other spirit or anything. They're just interjecting into our conversation.
Just interjecting I mean, that's what I always say. Sometimes you have to talk to the dead to understand the living. And that's true. I mean, you have to really put good effort and thought into what you're doing and asking, and No, just do whatever.
No. I said, like
I thought you said no too.
Because that kind of all clicked. Like you have to be very specific and very careful and plan out your words and your questions and things that you use.
Yeah.
And well, quite honestly, we could all be doing that in our daily interactions anyway.
Yeah, with people that are still alive. That's a good point, Jeni.
Right.
You know what else is a good point?
Oh, no.
For those of you naysayers, I want you to know how much I appreciate how many of you grabbed a hold of my small package after last week's show. It is out and available. You can get both of my books, The Other Side, A Guide to the Paranormal and Ghost Hunting, and my brand new book, Theater of the Mind, Tales from the Darkness. Both books are out. One, of course, kind of a how-to ghost hunt book, and the other story book of strange supernatural occurrences all around the world, you can get your hand on my small package by just ordering it right off of my website. You can go right to paranormal60.com, scroll down on the front page there, or go to the shop and scroll down and you'll see our book bundle. And I was so humbled by the fact of how many men put their hands on my small package at the end of last week's show and bought it. It was great. It made me feel loved and wanted. I'm not going to lie.
That was nice.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that
Yeah, a
nice?
little word from Dave. I didn't hear him enough all day today.
No.
I have to hear him again one last time before bedtime.
Yeah, it's nice. I have it on a loop.
Perfect. Yeah.
Every night.
That's nice. That's what. Yeah, it's like that white noise you sleep to. Yeah. Dave and his commercials about his stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But what were you on ITC stuff, talking to ghosts and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So so when people say that they have like sentences or words, I really don't understand it unless it's like pointed out, like, hey, this is what you're saying. I've only heard like one or two where I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally what they were saying. Do you? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask, like, is that something that you get used to over time, or is it just that the things that you're getting are very clear?
Well, and we were in Texas at Black Swan Inn, and the lady that owns us was telling us about when Ghost Adventures was there. Not to bring them up, but as an example, what you're saying is they would use different recorders and record at different speeds and times and stuff like that. But it was funny because they would ask a certain question and they each would hear a different response when they would listen to it, or a different interpretation. And their thought was they manipulate somehow to where they want you to hear what they're saying. And it could be something different to you or her or something else. That was like another thing. But it takes
I like
time.
that idea, but also there's like that creepy whole Laurel Lonnie thing a few years ago. People hear different things, perceptions. It's not it could be both. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but I feel like it's more of it's hard to differentiate sometimes, and sometimes you hold on to something that you think you hear. I'm not saying they're wrong at all.
Oh, no, I agree. I mean, there's so many different theories. It's, it's mind-blowing.
And it could be both. It's never one thing ever.
Right. It's always two things and only two things.
That's it. It's limited to.
It's the only option.
A lot of times when I do my interactions, I'll record it with like my phone or a different device, multiple devices, because then you can hear a little more clearly or play it back. Instead of like a lot of times I'll do a lot of so if I'm setting up an experiment and doing some things, I'll record it with my phone because we miss it in real time as it's playing. Like you said, how do you interpret to what they're saying because it's sweeping so fast? And I miss stuff, and I apologize ahead of time. I'm like, listen, we're going to do this. This is what we're going to attempt to do. If you want to communicate, this is your time. If we miss something, I apologize. I will play this back so your voice is heard. So you're heard. So so anytime that I try, or any time that I do any type of interaction or use any type of device, I try to record it so I can play it back and acknowledge their voice was heard. Like ours in this world, we all want to be heard. So that's just one of those things and plus you can hear stuff that you miss because it's sweeping so fast, that white noise and stuff like that, that noise that it makes. But I don't know. I'm off on a tyrant again. What were we talking about?
Jeni.
I don't know.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
How does that noise of constant back and forth over the radio not drive you absolutely insane?
It does sometimes.
Good question.
And that's why I do a lot of use of custom devices that use different type of noise reducing. Uh-oh. Whose stomach was that?
That was me. It's always me.
Yeah.
I thought it was me for a minute, but anyways, I didn't mean to call you out on that.
No, it's fine. I will acknowledge it. It's fine.
I'm a firefighter, so no, I always go.
So you pay attention to
stomachs.
Yeah, well, no, I usually go for the throat. Like if something happens, like we'll call you out on it, like rip a fart or something. We'll be like,
no, just my tongue.
Just your tongue. But anywho, I don't know.
Yeah, did you lose it a little bit?
We can talk about my tummy if you want.
I'd rather
hungry?
No, I'm not. I actually had a few crackers. That's why.
Oh, wow.
And a thimble full of soup. Tressa doesn't eat a lot at once. Okay, so that's kind of what you mean by custom too, is that you can specify, hey, I need this to not make me lose my mind while it's going through. Okay.
They put like a different filters on the devices that will cut that out. It'll cut that to where you're hear stuff come through. Gary Galka makes a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, like these guys are brilliant to build these things. Like super intelligent to like usually build stuff like this for hunting ghosts or spirits or whatever. They usually build it for something else, and then ends up working better for this. But yeah, these guys are brilliant when it comes to this. So I do have a lot of devices. I have mass-produced devices that I do use, but then I'll have people build custom ones for me that I use. Do you get better answers? I don't know. I don't think it's so much the device is that I get better answers or more answers because of my energy, me. Oh, all right.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Hi. I'm glad I had pants on, but
that doesn't.
I'll never be on another podcast again. But anyways, thanks. It was great.
We don't care or question what you decide to wear or not wear to this podcast. Okay,
we're very open.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Everybody is welcome.
Maybe it's the spirits running around the house or messing with me, but yeah, I mean, it takes a lot. It's your energy, I think, that you put into it through the device that resonates out to where those spirits can come through and talk. I think with my career, and I speak on this a lot, or actually all over the country with my career. It took me a long time to figure out that some of the situations that I was in for a reason, and I didn't know then why. I just thought it was a bad day for somebody, and I was there to join them for it, unfortunately. But I've grown and learned from those experiences, and I think those experiences, like many, or like hauntings or tragic events, leaves a mark on a person, and I think or something, and I think a little bit of that energy I absorb, and then when I go out to do investigations or film or whatever I'm doing, I think that's recognized because I've been in that situation between the worlds, between the veil, the realm, whatever you want to call it. I'm in that place where it's either the person's last day or worst day. And that constant exposure to energy over time, I think, bleeds through when I go out to do these investigations. I really see it, and I'll use a custom device that Jay Prather builds, IDC, and you're the antenna. So when this device is scanning, it uses a linear, it's not a spirit box, it uses a linear scan, and it scans like 3,500 frequencies a second or a minute or something. It's crazy fast. I mean, you can control it, but as you use this device, you touch up the port where the antenna would be, and then your whole body is the antenna. So you're using all your energy into that device and amplifying it out to the spirit world to maybe have some type of interaction or response. And I've done this here before where I'll let the device run and look at nothing, but as soon as I touch that antenna, it's just like it turns on. It's like, hey, we're here, let's talk.
So is it kind of like your electromagnetic energy that's running through you that runs through every
I mean, we're all electric,
human.
We're all basically.
Yeah.
So I mean, matter can't be destroyed, so it goes somewhere. So all that energy, electricity, goes somewhere, or runs through us, and I think that has a lot to do with it too. When we communicate, I think that's recognized.
So the more exposure that you've had to various tragedies and whatnot and situations has left you more like marked a little bit more as like a safe space for entities to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all empaths to a point. We all feel emotion. We all feel, especially each other's emotion. But I think me going just a little step further, that high energy, low frequency, low frequency or low energy, high frequency events is what I have them classified when I was doing my research. So, high energy, low frequency, like a mass shooting, natural disaster, where all that energy is expelled from multiple different people, and it's in one small area. And I think exposed to that stuff over and over again, I think leaves basically the mark. And then I think when I do communicate, that resonates out to the spirit world, that they can recognize.
Have you talked to other first responders or people who have been in those situations and compared sort of like, hey, now I talk to ghosts, or
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, and is there a commonality there where they experienced more paranormal
Than most
activity than most other people?
Yeah. Anytime I do a Paracon, I always get people come up to me and they're like, hey, my dad was a captain, or my dad was a firefighter, and they would tell me stories. One time this happened, you know what I mean? So even the guys at work will tell me stories all the time. And the guys at work actually hate me being here because things that follow me around somehow end up at the fire station. But generally, any old fire station across the country is usually haunted.
Yeah.
Just because of all that energy is brought back and
how can it not be?
Yeah, it's insane. Like literally every older firehouse, any firehouse that has been open for a fair amount of time is haunted. And people tell me, not just firefighters or EMTs, police officers. I've seen body cam footage, where they're doing crime scene investigation, showing spirits and something, trying to interact with them. Obviously doctors and nurses, that deal with patients on a daily basis. Yeah, I get lots of stories from it. And then when I do speak, that allows me to help communicate with people that are like me, and gives them that out, or hey, I understand, man, and then most people just shut it down or don't want to talk about it or don't believe in it. So whatever. But yeah, I think in this line of work, I think since you're in that realm or in that between the realms so often, that it's easier for us to communicate. And yeah, at the bash, I had somebody come to me and ask me, no, it was a broadhead, a younger girl come up. She said, hey, my dad's a captain wherever, blah, blah, blah. And he's had this happen to him before. And that's why she got into it, because of stories that he would tell her. So I don't know. It took me, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
It took me a long time to realize all this. Like, I just, like any others, just blowing it off like it was, they're, hey, come on, knock, listen, open, we want to talk to you. I'm like, nah.
It would be interesting to do that, to bring other first responders in who have had no experience and see what happens.
I would love that.
That would be a really cool experiment for you to do. Let me tell you, I don't really understand all of this,
That's okay.
EVP and whatnot, but let me tell you how to conduct your research. Just, you're welcome.
Nobody understands it, right? It's just all speculation. Everybody thinks they may understand it, but nobody knows until we're there.
I'd be super interested in that too. Do you think that there's like a physiological change, right? So just comparatively speaking, so what I know is a lot of the world of mental trauma, right? And there's a book out that's called The Body Keeps the Score, right? They study these different afflictions of PTSD, specifically they started talking to people who were Vietnam vets,
Okay.
you know, and there were certain commonalities and things that happened where their trauma sort of marked and actually did create a physiological change in their brains, right? In how they process information. And I'm wondering how cool that would be if you could figure that out for first responders and paranormal.
Right. Well, I'm sure it's there. Obviously, you know, I think that not maybe the trauma of war, but I mean the exposure to
Still, it's the same.
awful things. Yeah, basically it's the same thing. And I said that's what I do talk about a lot. And there's a fine line there too when you talk about that mental illness. You know, obviously you have to really rule that out too to a point. Not that people are crazy that do this, but still, you know, there might be maybe not firing, the brain's not firing the way it should be. So I guess, you know, there you would have to really put somebody to the test to see if that was an actual thing as far as scientifically or proven, you know, by a doctor or whatever. You know, I do it just because I'm trying to prove that in my research, but yeah, that I definitely believe in that, you know, especially PTSD and that kind of stuff, being exposed to it. I think it changes something in your. Oh no, no, I
and I don't mean that's not, you know, what I'm saying. Like that everybody who sees ghosts has PTSD or something.
No, I know what you're saying. Right.
I mean, like a shift in your brain chemistry that allows you easier communication. You know, just based on it. Like, anyway. Yeah, that was my question.
Well, listen, that's just like in my head. That's literally, it's correlating to the study they did that there's a specific part in your brain that they can do electromagnetic junk to, and it releases your ability to talk to people telekinetically.
Yeah. See, like that. Who is a neurosurgeon or a neurologist in our audience?
I vote we all get home. I vote we all get home tray pan kits and try it out.
You know, shock therapy on yourself.
Yeah, we'll start with drills. I don't want to deal with electricity. That's scary. But drills.
Yeah.
And if we could have a location that volunteers to let Tressa do this in, because it will not be my home.
I'm in a wood shop right now. It's fine.
And you know, on a serious note with that, you know, the people in these institutions that had mental illness, I think interacted with a lot of spirits that were there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they had that issue with part of their brain that may have been more than we think. You know, they're just crazy, lock them up. Right. But maybe they were to another level that we thought was crazy, but wasn't. And now they're being tormented by people that they hear but can't see, or whatever, vice versa. It's insane that. Yeah, I mean, we don't understand. Like I said, there's just so much. It's mind blowing to try to figure it out, at least at my level. You know, I just
we should have this stuff figured out by now.
Yeah, I figured coming on the show you'd have the answers. I'm kind of disappointed.
No, we don't have any answers.
We're disappointed in ourselves.
You came to the wrong show for answers.
Only question.
Just packages, right?
Yes, small ones.
But anyway,
listen, let's take this opportunity to do a new ad.
Perfect.
But it's not gonna. I don't have a bad segue except for this one where I explain that I don't have one. Have you been feeling called to explore your intuitive gifts and deepen your spiritual practice? Then Pathways to Spirit was created for you. Sarah Lemos has been teaching Pathways to Spirit for over 16 years. In that time, she's watched hundreds of students grow into their gifts with confidence and clarity. This isn't just about learning tools. It's about understanding how your energy works and how to use it with intention. Over 6 months, you'll learn about your own intuitive abilities and how they show up, working with crystals, energy tools, dowsing rods, automatic writing, remote viewing, and a number of other tools. But this course is about more than just learning. It's about embracing your sensitivity and living your best life. Register now at mediumsaralemos.com while there's still space. It's time to uncover your gifts and abilities. Are you ready to join this extraordinary journey?
Oh,
Sarah,
that was
that was
great.
good. Yeah.
Tressa.
Thanks. I don't
That was
know
good.
what
That
I'm
was a
doing.
good
Do I
one.
sound like I'm 12 all the time? Is that?
No, you maybe
No.
sounded a little sleepy. Maybe, yeah.
Well, it was a very serene ad, so.
It was a very serene ad.
It was.
And now I want an ad.
Yeah.
I'll make you an ad.
Oh,
I'll
fantastic.
make an ad about sharks, and then I'll just put your face all over it.
The ghost shark.
Yes. Is that a movie yet?
We have always, I'm sure it is. I mean, there's like Frankenshark and
Shark versus the
Topless.
large crocodile and all this crap.
Yeah. Listen, you speak of asylum movies, and we do not besmirch asylum movies in this house, sir.
That was on Shark Week, wasn't it? It was like some megalodon versus a giant crocodile.
That one. I did not watch that one all the way through, but anyway, I just got done listening to. Not done. I'm about 1/10 of the way through History of Sharks. That's what I was listening to. Just FYI,
Cool.
everybody.
Cool.
So you know. Anyway, back to the ghosts.
Yeah, where were we at? Sarah interrupted us.
I know.
With her
She knew she was going to.
My goodness, she's a fantastic lady.
Yes, she is. She's one of my favorites.
She's so fun. Let's just talk about Sarah for the rest of the show.
Yeah, we could. Like, I love her, and she's so funny. But every time I look at her, I go, you know what's happening in my brain, and you will clearly be able to see that I am a horrible human.
That's always tired. Like, no reading. Remember, mental block.
See?
That's why I wear lead underwear all the time. It's heavy, but it's worth it with the peace of mind.
I'm afraid to ask why that.
Yeah, don't.
The correlation.
Psychics, you know. What don't you get? It's so obvious. It works better than tinfoil.
1, this is a new fact. 2, this understands a lot of the noises you make while walking.
What the hell is that? Balloons. What is going on here?
Well, okay. Anyway, so ghosts.
So don't get near an MRI machine, right?
No, I can. You're just not going to see anything.
Oh no, I guess lead wouldn't.
Yeah.
Lead just X-rays.
Yeah, but now I know why you don't go swimming. Now this is a thing. Oh
I have almost drowned so many times.
Oh,
so many times.
Yeah, that's on purpose.
Oh man, this is a
so
whole thing. What were we talking about? Oh, right. Ghosts.
Or all over the place. Yeah, mental illness, PTSD, fire service, all that fun stuff that we experience. Yeah.
Well, I love the idea that psychic ability and interactions with ghosts, mediumship, even to some degree like witchcraft and that sort of ability is passed down generationally. And I just want it to be a part of the brain that just, is specially honed for those sorts of skills, and it's just passed down genetically. But that's just me.
No, I get it. I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm trying to think of a word.
the lead,
is it lead?
The lead is blocking the brain waves.
That's right.
I think we've, at least in this generation, we've taken the ghost hunting thing and like twisted it to where you see on TV and all this kind of stuff. Like you're saying, we're detached from our ancestors. Like the Native Americans were so in tune with their dead. I mean, there's a country or a culture that unburies their dead out of the ground and puts them up and has a party with them for the day. We're so afraid of the dead and don't interact, and they're all evil and they're all demons and all this kind of stuff, where we've trained ourselves to be this way. And I really think, like you're thinking, it's not. It's so deep, and we've just got away from that, and we don't understand it. It's because we let ourselves not understand it. And I think once you do and get in tune with all that, things are a lot better. I mean, look at these other countries and other cultures that celebrate their dead. We mourn the dead, which is okay. I can get that part.
Sure, but that's more for us than them.
Right, than them. Yeah, I mean, I've been to a lot of things where they have celebration, celebration of life. Well, you should, we're
Mhm.
lucky we've been here. There's a small window that we're given to have this. And then when you lose that opportunity or you move on to the next, you should celebrate that you had time here to enjoy everything. But yeah, I think we've gotten away from that. We've just got commercialized with the dead and spirits and all that kind of stuff that it's a lot deeper. Go ahead.
I think that all the shows and all the media and everything that makes investigating this fantastical, amazing thing has been a huge boon for just having it out there. Sure, absolutely. But it also has done the same thing where it has made it not fantastical, just like a new auto lot has opened. Let's go investigate it. Everything is a celebration, or it's God, I'm gonna think of words someday, and it's not this one. But it's just everything has been so overblown that it's not about what you're doing, it's about how you do it. And if we were to use like our generational knowledge, our instincts for what we have been there and has always been there, and had just been trained to tune that in, I think we'd all be having a great time right now. And not that we're not having a great time, but like, listen.
Lead poisoning?
Yes, I've eaten so much lead over the past few days.
He's eating paint chips.
They're delicious. Have you had them?
To be fair, I did tell her they were Pringles.
Yeah, they taste just like them, only better.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. It's sort of like on lines as she's saying, I think we've gotten away from that. If we would use what we know and learn from those other cultures.
Right. And I think that let's listen, I will say that I'm Christian. I don't know that that's 100% true, but I feel like Christianity had a huge hand in this, because so much of us were taught there are no ghosts. There's no such thing as a ghost. There's only demons. So you're going to shut down any part of you that might see a ghost or experience that, because if you do, you are either definitely going to be possessed, or who knows, maybe you're evil too.
Right, they'll burn you at the stake.
Right. Yeah. So I think that just the fact that we're talking about it now in like this time is a great and big thing, because we're bringing it back, and I think that's important. That's only the same.
No, you're right. And a lot of times I'll, do communication and I'll say my name multiple times, first and last name I've had, and people are like freaking out. It's the devil, it's Satan himself calling you. I'm like, no, not at all. It's like, I want them to communicate with me and say my name and interact and talk, because that's what I want to be in touch with that. And that's what I want to be in touch with them. I'm doing like you're saying, you're going back to where the old culture or the old ways, or, how things were, and not corrupted or taught that shouldn't believe in that because of that. And a lot of it goes back to religion. I mean, people get mad, but it does. A lot of religions man-made. Churches profit off a lot of stuff,
and it's a good way to control people.
Yes, and they do. And then a lot, and not only churches, but a lot of things do. But yeah, I mean, back to what you're saying about your brain being affected. You're just taught this after time after time after time. And then I think what you block that opportunity to actually speak to the spirits, because you have that mental block where it's not coming through. And
we've also distracted ourselves incredibly with technology. I mean, we stare at small screens all of the time.
You shush, Jeni.
Likewise.
I like my phone.
I know.
Fry our brains.
Exactly. You shut yourself off from senses that you usually, possibly could have or develop further. Anyway, Tressa's mad.
Is she mad at you?
I'm so mad at Jeni.
So mad. Because she loves TikTok.
Oh, do you?
I'll never forget this, Jeni.
I know.
She's a TikTok hack.
Marked.
I get on some good TikToks once in a while, and other times, like, why is this on my feed or whatever it's called? You know, it's like real random stuff shows up.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Surprise.
Yeah. People keep sending me things, not realizing that I don't have it anymore.
You don't have TikTok. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
It's neat. I mean, that's where we used to watch TV. We did this and don't do this. Now you're down to these 60-second clips, you know, on your phone all day long. It's just like, oh no.
Right. Jenny's the lady that if it were 1996, she'd be like, everybody's watching TV. They don't know what's going on in the world with their eyes glued to the cable television. Shut up, Jeni.
Yeah. Pick up a book. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Gross. Listen, this has been fun talking about TikTok, but we need to wrap this up.
Well, let's get a really good story in there before we wrap up. You know, guest choice. Any kind of story that you have from us, or if you have discovered something, because I know you were at Gettysburg and Broadhead. If you had something cool that you guys found at Gettysburg, or anytime recently that you want to share with us.
I was. People ask me about that kind of stuff. I think the biggest thing that I was ever really exposed to, there were several different things, but I was actually, I call it again, you know, high energy, low frequency event was at the Penn State campus in 1996. And I do speak on this a little bit when I do public speaking, but a young lady named Julian took a rifle, onto the Penn State campus and hid in bushes in the hub lawn. For some reason, she was told to do this. She said she was insane. I'm not sure what the fine line is there, but she shot and killed a girl 40 yards away and then shot another man in the abdomen. So I was working that day at that time, part-time at Alpha Ambulance Company in Penn State College. And I actually transported her to the hospital. So she was in the bushes hiding, and a gentleman intervened. And for those who don't know, this is a little for the men out there listening. When women stab, they stab down, not up. Men stab generally. Women stab down. Well, she went to stab this dude. Write this down. Yes, she went to stab this dude, and he blocked him. She stabbed herself in the thigh. So after that event, he put a tourniquet on it and then wrestled her to the ground. And then I actually transported her to the hospital. So I was actually had an opportunity to, you can imagine the emotions that day that were just in that area.
Yeah.
All those people from, you know, sadness to not being happy, but being happy that maybe you're relieved more than anything. All these emotions are just anxiety, just all this stuff is all over the place. But I did actually, and I couldn't get it out of her why she did it. She just didn't. She kept saying she didn't know why. Of course, there was detectives there interviewing her, you know, which leads me to what I want to try to do, and I've been trying to for a long time. And first research is to investigate. I hate to say it this way, but like fresh death, like people that pass now. I want to investigate right then and there. Like right as they pass or passed, I want to try to have interactions with a person that has just died.
Yeah.
Just because, and then I want to see if that communication is stronger or it gets weaker as time goes on. Like if there's a difference between now and then 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 days, 1 day, 1 hour, or if it's just nothing, or if it's the same now. But that made me think of that for a long time. I just never had obviously never had an opportunity to do that. But
I don't know how you could get an opportunity like that.
Well, I see it a lot. So obviously I can't film stuff, you know, when I'm on scene or an event. But, you know, I may have asked questions and recorded it for my own research just to see. And I've been trying to reach out to a lot of not corners, but medical examiner offices in big cities to do this, to go out and ride with the medical examiner's office to these incidents where death has just occurred, and just ask, 5 or 6 questions to see if there's any instant reaction or but anyways. But yeah, that was one of my biggest events that drove me to this, that I didn't realize then, was that shooting. But you can Google it. Happened in 1996. Obviously there's articles on it. But yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
And then I think sometimes too, these people do these things that are they mentally ill, or are they possessed, or believe in something different, or something told them to do this, I don't know. I need shocked, right? Shock thing.
Yeah. Or trepanation.
Or lead underwear.
That's right.
All right, we're gonna have to have a serious talk about this lead underwear.
So I'm assuming after this night, I probably will never be on Dave's show.
Oh, he doesn't know what happens here.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Okay.
No, but we are filing a official report, and we have to file an official report on every guest and turn that into them.
But we lie usually.
Yeah.
Do you really?
Usually, it's in the form of interpretive dance.
That's right.
And oftentimes he likes Muppets and puppets.
He knew I was going to be on because he asked me earlier about it. He said, "Don't you have to be somewhere tonight?" I said, "Where? I don't remember."
He's like, "Yeah." That's right.
But anyways, I don't know if that's what you were looking for, but that's just one of many that I could sit down and.
No, that's an incredible story. Thank you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's one of those things that, again, not to be thankful for that because of the ending or the result, but I was thankful that I was there to have an interaction and to be exposed to that and see and all that energy. So you can imagine, again, high energy, low frequency events over 30 years, how you're exposed to all those emotions at one time. Just
and you bring up like such good questions with it, as well, and what sort of difference that makes. And you as the observer, being, witness to pain or rage or grief, like any of those things that quickly after an incident.
Right.
Instant. It's a huge wave of emotion,
Oh yeah. Yeah. You have to organize chaos quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of many that I was fortunate to be on. I'm thankful. I was in every position that I was in because I learned something from it.
Right.
So there you go. That was your dime story.
I don't say it like that.
Oh, it was terrible. So
listen,
that underwear.
It's been great having you on.
Yes, thank you. I had a nice time.
I'm glad.
It was really a pleasure. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I'm glad I met you guys when I did. How everything aligns, you know what I mean? Things happen for a reason. I bought everybody pizza, and we're good.
Yeah.
That was the worst pizza in the world I've ever eaten.
It was not good.
It was not good.
Yeah, awful.
It was, what made it a lot worse? Being
Dave.
allotted your portions by Dave. Being given what he decided was the appropriate amount of
always
pizza.
The triangle piece.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
Yeah, it was great. That was fantastic. I enjoyed that.
I was from the north. I was born in Virginia, but I lived a lot in the north, so I'm used to good pizza.
And it was not there. It was not there.
Not it.
It was not. It was not there.
Come on.
It was like the spaghetti sauce.
Yeah. Wisconsin, you should do better.
Hey.
What?
Everybody else.
We gotta let people know where to find him.
Hey,
where?
We love talking to people. Also, you should check out, what's this link, Jeni? Tell us.
What's my handle?
Mike, do you want to tell all of the people where to find you?
The easiest way to find me is just dial 911.
Okay. Do you have anything more specific?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe.
Yeah. If you get on my Facebook page, InstaSlam, TikTok, all those social media, I have a link tree. If you just click on the link tree, it'll just bring all my stuff up, including Beacon TV, Stream Beacon TV. If you're not already subscribed to that, shame on you.
Yes, you should be shamed.
You should be, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
and his link tree is in our show notes, so go check that out if you don't want to go to social media for some reason. It's fine.
Yeah. Give me a like, follow, share.
Yes.
Be happy, like each other, love each other. Just enjoy the time that you have here on Earth, and it's so short. Just be thankful. I'm not always that way, so. But
well, you gotta pull it together.
Sometimes.
Yeah, thanks.
We all have bad days, so it is what it is.
Tell me about it. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody else, if you want to contact us, you can go to our monstersloungepodcast.com. You can find our socials, our merch, and all that other junk that everyone loves to see about us and things. So until next time, thanks for visiting the Monsters Lounge.